Okay, so today at Oppistal we have Deon Landman and Terence, and they're going to just tell us and help us a bit why do we need to have a farrier looking after our horses, why is it important to do it frequently, and why do we need to clean the hooves every day. Deon, boy, dankie dat jy is daar. Terence, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Right, let's have it. Right, so this is a hoof that we are working on that had an abscess, and we are trying to get it to a point where the horse is now, the point is the horse is now sound and it can be worked. We will be applying a shoe, but I just want to give you some basic idea on the foot. So this section here that we have here is called the frog. Okay, it's generally a lot softer, and it is important to keep this as healthy as possible, because if one looks, if you look at that piece there, you can see how the hoof actually moves. You can see it going open there. Okay, so that helps with the function of the hoof. Now that has to be healthy to be able to be functional. We also have the heels, that section there, and then we have the quarters, and then the toe section of the hoof. Okay, and then the sole that you see here, and these marks in the sole help this sole to actually exfoliate. So they grow in layers, and as it comes up to the top, it dies off and it exfoliates, so it will fall off. Now on occasion you will actually use a hoof pick, and you will see that this sole actually flakes off. Right, now we work on a monthly cycle with the care of the horse's hooves to keep them as well formed as possible, so we don't allow the hoof to grow out of shape or proportion. Now to give you an idea, as I say, this horse has had an abscess, and let's just show you from the front where the abscess actually erupted in the hoof. Put it down, Constance. If you come onto the inside here, you can see there's a mark. Okay, that was right up here at the coronet band, and is now growing down progressively as the horse is recovering, and eventually this will be at the ground and we'll cut all of that away. So that is why it's very important to keep your horse's feet clean and keep your frogs clean so that you don't get any thrush. And thrush only survives in an oxygen starved environment. In other words, if it's dirty all the time, it will grow. So the suggestion always, clean your horse's feet out at night when you put them in the stable, so that you can get oxygen to the area, and the oxygen helps prevent the growth of the thrush fungi. And then we try and keep the trim cycle so that we don't have any deformation of the hoof. Right, and now we're going to nail the shoe back on, and you can see there's a reminiscence of where the abscess was, and we're just going to clean that up and then put the shoe back on.
And then lastly, we are going to show you how to clean the hooves of Voodoo. So first I will show to you, you'll see Voodoo is just ground tied, and first I will start with the left front hoof. So you can see his hand is going down her leg. Voodoo is picking up. She's used to this routine. And then we are using the hoof pick with the brush. So we are making sure that the frog is clean. The frog is the V part that you see there. So it's important to do the hooves every morning as part of your grooming routine. Foster will touch her body, going to the hind leg. You can see she's really good, she picked it up. Interesting about Voodoo, she's got a shoe on her left hind because she's asymmetrical. So we just are busy with rehab to balance her out. You can see that her leg is resting on Foster's knee. It's important always to put down the leg. Foster is going around. He did tell Voodoo that he's behind her. Remember, horse can't see behind them directly for 1 meter or directly in front of them. So if you're working at the hind, always tell them you are there. It's also important to have your trim cycle. So we have a trim cycle for once a month. And then the last hind leg, you can see Foster is resting the leg again. Great work, Foster. Thank you very, very much.